It's exciting times at the Department of Transportation and its line agencies, the Land Transportation Office and the Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board. What with Transportation Secretary Arthur Tugade serious about fulfilling the campaign promise of his boss, President Rodrigo Duterte, to, among others, solve Metro Manila traffic in the first 100 days. And line agencies are falling into, line, implementing what Secretary Tugade describes as common sense solutions to traffic, including the latest move, banning UV Express units from EDSA. Motoring Forum discusses this latest initiative. The Department of Transportation has one mandate that stands out seemingly as mission impossible: solve the traffic congestion in Metro Manila in the first 100 days of the Duterte administration. The man designated to head the DOT by President Rodrigo Duterte is looking to solve the problem one step at a time, knowing that he must balance solutions against practical concerns of commuters and motorists. Among the most visible sign of the problem of traffic congestion in the metropolis is a daily calvary suffered by motorists on Epifanio de los Santos Avenue, or EDSA. The DOT and its line agencies understand that while it is not the primary agency with a mandate to improve traffic on EDSA, in particular, and Metro Manila in general, it still needs to do whatever it can to solve the problem. The latest initiative from the DOT is to ban so-called UV Express vehicles from using EDSA. The Transportation Department and the LTFRB believe that one way of easing traffic on EDSA is to remove one huge segment of vehicles that use it daily, the so-called UV Express service or GT Express vehicles. The Land Transportation Franchising and Regulatory Board has issued Memorandum Circular number 2016-009 that prohibits UV Express service vehicles from going on EDSA except to cross it at intersections. GT or UV Express service vehicles initially started out as shuttle services that pick up and drop off passengers at privately operated or controlled terminals. They are not allowed to pick up passengers along the way. In essence, it was a point-to-point service with a designated route. However, later the LTFRB issued Memorandum Circular number 2009-019 in September of 2009 that allowed UV Express vehicles to take the shortest, fastest, or most convenient route available to reach their endpoints or destinations. They are no longer restricted to a defined route as long as they start at one definite terminal and end in another terminal, which are identified in their Certificates of Public Convenience or CPS. They were also allowed to pick up and drop off passengers within a radius of 200 meters from their terminals or endpoints or the territorial bounds of the commercial or business districts specified in their CPS. Apparently, many UV Express service vehicles chose EDSA as their most preferred route and contributed to the congestion. Also, they are known to pick up and unload passengers at any point on EDSA in violation of MC 2009-019. This will now end with the coming into force of MC 2016-009. Henceforth, UV Express vehicles can only cross EDSA at intersections. When the UV Express service EDSA ban was announced, many commuters complained that it would be more difficult for them to get rides to and from work and home, and their UV Express rides would take longer to get to their destination if not allowed to traverse EDSA. However, the LTFRB and the MMDA are determined to implement the UV Express ban on EDSA, saying UV Express service drivers and operators have a number of alternative routes available to them, including the many secondary streets identified as mabuhay lanes as well as major thoroughfares like the C5. The ban is expected to take effect this month or within 15 days from the publication of the memorandum circular in a daily newspaper. It will be interesting to see how the ban on GT or UV Express service vehicles would affect traffic flow in EDSA and how this would impact on C5 and the Mabuhay lanes. Here's hoping the new administration would take the initiative to really conduct time and motion studies of traffic on EDSA, C5, and Mabuhay lanes, as well as other side streets paralleling or close to EDSA, to see the ban's real effects on daily traffic.
Coming up next, Motoring Today's Auto Care Clinic, which is proudly brought to you by Isuzu Philippines Corporation. This comes in tandem with the week's showcase feature with a spotlight on the all-new Toyota Fortuner. Don't change channels. More motoring still up ahead.
Welcome back. Starting today, we are running a new series on Motoring Today's Auto Care Clinic, which is proudly brought to you by Isuzu Philippines Corporation. We shall be dealing on the basics of automobile maintenance to ensure that our vehicles would be safe, dependable, and roadworthy at all times.